Good evening everybody, it's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing alright today as always. Hope everyone's feeling still, very encouraged and very proud of that performance last night at Old Trafford. I'm back again tonight just to dissect it a little bit more and just have a little brief chat about my thoughts on the managerial situation at the moment. Just before I get into it though, please smash that like button. Please subscribe as well. I'm going to check whilst I'm recording how many subs we're actually away. So we're 9 subscribers away from 2k. 9. So if 9 of you who are watching right now just tap that subscribe button, that would really mean a lot and it'll help me get to 2k. I've been saying it for a while now, it is my next goal, and then obviously we'll look to 3k and beyond. So if you haven't already, what are you doing? Smash that subscribe button and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below as well. Right then, 2-2 draw at Old Trafford. Don't think any of us properly expected that. If you did, then fair play. But I think me and a lot of Leeds fans, I think the general consensus was that we were going to lose. I thought it was going to be a heavy defeat, 4-5-0. Scum were coming into it on the back of winning 13 in a row at Old Trafford. And obviously we put that to an end last night, which was good. I did say last night, and I have watched the video back, and I've watched the highlights back, and I think I was a bit overly critical. I actually think we performed, having watched the highlights, I think we performed a lot better than what I stated on last night's video. All I can put last night's video down to is the fact that I spent all the game watching like that. So it was very... I think when I was saying that they were much better than us and blah, 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 I think I was just going off the fact that obviously they did have a lot of the ball, but they didn't really do a lot with it until maybe 60, 65 minutes onwards. So, look, Skubs and the gang obviously conducted a game plan, and I feel it did work effectively. Like I said, I think from maybe the point that they equalised, I think it was a little bit shaky and panic stations from then, but the fact that a lot of the players out there in that second half were visibly tired. Luke Ayling, for one, who I thought was immense. I will come to him in a second. You could tell that he was very tired towards the end. Misplaced passes here and there, a bit of positional deficiencies. As I can fully appreciate, I bet we're nervous watching it, so imagine what they feel like playing in it. But yeah, look, obviously Leeds started off brilliantly with that Willie Gnonto goal. £3.8 million, by the way, I'm just going to say that. Unbelievable talent. I do feel like we're starting to become Gnonto FC, and I don't want that. What I'm hoping, whoever the new manager is, whoever comes in, I think needs to create a few more superstars in our team. Because I feel like at the minute all our play goes through Gnonto. It's all down the left-hand side. Obviously last night... Last night we didn't really get to see a lot of Cine. So we can't really comment on how well he'd have done against Luke Shaw. But obviously against Nottingham Forest, Cine played a lot of that game. And it was still all Gnonto on that left-hand side. So, obviously, I think it tells you something at the minute that we're trying to create everything through him. But I think it's going to start to become a bit predictable. I think teams are going to start to double up on him. I think they've already started doing that. Obviously, the fact that we've got Man United very quickly after last night on Sunday means that they'll have looked at that now in training, Man United, over the coming days. and they'll have a plan for how to handle him. So that means we need to play a little bit differently on Sunday. Obviously, we're at home at Ellen Road. I think a few players could come in. I think Rocker will come in. I would like to see the 4-3-3 implemented with Adams, Rocker and McKennie. I really would, because I thought Weston McKennie was good last night, but I think he's better being that box-to-box guy rather than being in the double pivot. But, you know, nonetheless, I thought it was really good. I don't think Cooper comes back in. I don't. I think last night, Robin Koch and Max Verber were unbelievable as a partnership. Even Firpo, when he come on, I thought was decent. I thought Luke Ayling was unbelievable. The best game I've seen Ayling play for Leeds United in a very long time. Yeah, he just had something about him last night. A bit of attitude. He knew that it was a massive game for the club and for the fans who had travelled down to Manchester. And I remember that Ayling flop he did in first half, and he got up and he roared, and I thought, go on, Bill, like, he gets it. That's one thing I will say about Ayling. He gets what it is to be Leeds. 100%. I do still think long term that he would need to be moved on or phased out of the team, but I think for now, with the right back options we've got, I think he is our best right back. Could we rotate and play Christensen on Sunday? I don't know. I personally wouldn't. I would still keep with Luke Ayling. And I would start Junior Firpo as well. Pascal might have to miss this game anyway. I don't know the protocols with the concussion sub and how it all works and everything. But yeah. But look, I thought it was a valiant effort from Leeds United last night. Like I said, Skubs, Chris Armas. I thought they put together a very efficient game plan which worked for the majority. Two banks of three in front of the back four. It was hard for Man United in the first half to cut through us. They don't like having the ball a lot. You could tell that they were getting a bit flustered when they were passing it around the back, when Harrison was pressing Bamford, etc. Speaking of Bamford, I think he should be ringing the police this morning because he was assaulted last night by Lisandro Martinez. Yeah, it might not have caused him a lot of pain, but his leg moved in a very unnatural way. It seemed very deliberate that he grazed his foot across Bamford's face. That should have been looked at least by VAR. It wasn't, but that's what VAR is meant to be there for, but oh well. Obviously, that Somerville one in first half, if that's just an inch further in the box, then that's a penalty, 100%. But yeah, obviously, in terms of refereeing decisions, to say it was at Old Trafford, we didn't get robbed in that way. Even at 2-0, I felt like Man United were purring, and it was only a matter of time before they at least pulled one goal back. And when they did, like I said last night, I did expect them to go full steam ahead and take all 3 points. They did equalise through Jadon Sancho, but I still felt that we dug deep and we showed a lot of fight, a lot of character. Because it was at their turf as well, and obviously when it got to 2-2, the libraries started getting a bit louder. The fans started to make a little bit more noise, didn't they? So I can imagine it's quite intimidating as an opposition player. But we're stuck in there. Even with Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams on bookings as well, they managed to, still play effectively in that midfield area. And I said it in my preview as well. I said the one area of the pitch that I was confident on was midfield, and you could tell with Sabitzer and Fred, it just wasn't quite the same as when they've got Casemiro in there and Christian Eriksen in there. And the good thing about Sunday is that they're both out for that one as well. So it just makes it a lot more, interesting. And I think with Mark Rocker in there, if we can play a bit more expansively, I think we can definitely win that midfield battle on Sunday. But obviously I will do another preview on Saturday for round 2 against Manchester United. But let's just talk, obviously, about the managerial situation now. Obviously, I've seen people, and I know it's a joke. And I know it's sarcasm, and it's a bit of light-hearted banter after the good result that he got us last night. But Skubs is not the man. Anyone who genuinely wants him to be instated as our head coach based on a one-game result, then fair play. But I think the general consensus is that, I think before last night's game, we all thought, right, let's just get this game over with, and then on Sunday, we'll have a new manager. Obviously, that's been pretty much confirmed. You'll all watch him if you watch myself, I'm sure. Connor over at One Leeds Fan Channel, he shared a screenshot on Twitter earlier on where he'd messaged Andrea Radrizzani asking if it'll be a manager before the weekend or after the weekend, and he actually replied and he said after the weekend. So that pretty much confirms, doesn't it, that Skubs, Chris Armas, etc., they'll all be in charge again on Sunday. But I'm not that bothered, because let's be honest, guys, even if we get beat on Sunday, I think a point out of the two games is much more than what we all thought we'd get. So, again, as long as it's another valiant performance, another gritty, determined, fight, everything performance, put everything, leave everything out on that pitch. If we come up short, you can look at it and go, well, they've got a lot of quality, fair play. But I think that performance last night, any potential manager that's coming in will watch that and think, I can do something with this squad. I know TalkSport isn't usually the best sort of place, but even Murphy and everyone on there, they said they watched the game and they said, Leeds look a good side and they can stay up. We can stay up. Which is why I think this sacking should have maybe happened. I've seen a few people say it, and it's right. After that Fulham game at home, pre-World Cup, because then a new coach would have come in, it'd have had the World Cup break and a January transfer window. Wolves did it with Lopetegui. I just think we've kind of missed the boat a little bit there. And I just pray to God that we've not left it too late. A new manager to come in for Everton away. Everton away, which... who've Everton got this week? They've got Liverpool, haven't they, on Monday Night Football. So if we can get something against Scum on Sunday, even a draw again, everything is on that game. Because let's be honest, Liverpool aren't great at the minute anyway, so it's not like it's an easy game to call. I don't know. It's at Anfield. Maybe you could say that's in the Reds' favour, maybe. But, if Everton, say, lose that game, then that game at Goodison is huge. Huge. And I just hope that whoever's appointed gets appointed no later than Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. And then they've got the majority of the week to install... I know it may not be perfect against Everton, but a new voice, new ideas, new way of playing. And let's take the game to that lot at Goodison. And hopefully that is the start of good things to come. Obviously, Iraola has apparently turned us down. But then it came out saying that he actually wanted to come to Leeds, but Vallecano have blocked the move, saying that they don't want him to go. Then there's Arne Slot at Feyenoord, who's pretty much teased Leeds United by saying that in an interview that if he had a message from Leeds United, he would open the message. Basically, come and get me, Leeds United, I'm here. Whoever we get, you're going to have to pay a lot of money, given the situation that we're in. Apparently, we only offered Corberan an 18-month deal. How true that is, I don't know, but if so, I can understand why he probably turned it down. You want to be... the managers that we're going for, they'll be wanting at least 2-year contracts. 3 probably, minimum. So, this appointment needs to be right. Whoever we get, it needs to be right. It needs to be spot on. Who it's going to be at this stage, I don't know. I've seen Marcelo Gallardo, the former River Plate coach, linked now. Apparently he was wanting to wait until summer to take a new role. But apparently he's having a think about a proposal that we've apparently put to him. No, that's the thing about this at the minute. There's no real front runner. We don't know. It's all up in the air. And Radrazani needs to stop tweeting as well. Just stop tweeting, mate. Tweet once it's out there. Once it's a done deal, once it's announced, then you can write a tweet. Stop tweeting, Rads. Please. Please someone take his phone off him. But yeah, there's Gallardo and Slot. Iraola. I had Nuno mentioned. I thought, please no. Obviously, there's a Celtic manager, which no one's really spoken about. His name could get thrown in there. You just don't know. Obviously, all the managers that we've apparently interviewed are all in jobs, which is good because that rules out Ralph Hasenhüttl, that rules out Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard. I'm fine with that. Postecoglou would be a decent one at Celtic as well. Like I said, there's a few names floating about. If I was to pick one, if it was up to me, it would be Iraola or Slot. I think Iraola and Slot are my maybe top two based on the 48 hours that I've known about them, but obviously from little clips I've seen of their teams, where they are in their respective leagues, I think Iraola and Slot would be my favourite ones. But who knows at this point, guys? Who knows? Obviously, just to conclude, last night, standout performances, Luke Ayling, Weston McKennie, Max Verber and Willie Nonto. I thought were all brilliant, but I think as a collective it was decent. Like I say, once Scum equalised, it was always going to be nervy and panicky and misplaced passes, etc. But the fact of the matter is, we went to Old Trafford and we got something from the game. Arsenal lost there. So have Liverpool. So have Man City. We went there and we got a point, which in the grand scheme of things you might think, yeah, it's only a point, but a point for us at the minute is massive. Based on that Nottingham Forest result, come on, like it's a very good point and I will still happily take it. But we move on now to round 2 on Sunday at Ellen Road, and I actually can't wait for it now. After last night, I am more excited, more optimistic that we can get something against them, because it's proven last night that we can and that we are very capable. And hopefully we have a new manager in at the start of next week to prepare us for Everton away next weekend. So that brings us to the end of this Final Say upload, guys. Really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please smash that like button. It means more people can watch the video. Please subscribe. As I said at the beginning, we are 9 subscribers away from 2K. So 9 of you who are watching, please hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. And share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I'll see you tomorrow night for my predicted 11. Cheers.